What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
Check. Great. It helps if I plug the mic in. Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your somewhat regularly scheduled program. I am your host, Randy Troy, and today we will be discussing One Piece Chapter 1160 with some God Valley goodness. Got hit by Corazon. Alright, guys. Tomato said, great shirt. Thank you. I'm hoping that's the feeling that I'm going to have for the chapter. It just says, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Anyway. I'm gonna pull the chapter up here. My hope for today, and honestly, like, not only have I not been spoiled on anything for this chapter, I haven't seen any discourse about it. Like, I haven't seen, like, oh my god, this is crazy or not. Which seems a little... You know, normally I at least get a vibe of what the chapter is. I don't know what the temperature is on this at all. But we're in God Valley, so I can only imagine that this is a banger. My guy Eric in the chat. Look, man. You know, truth be told, I'm a little under the weather today. Mars is back to school. The illnesses pile up. Getting here right now was tough. But it's God Valley, we're here. Saeed saying, honestly, this is a skippable chapter? That's crazy. How is God Valley skippable? That better be a joke. I'm gonna need that Senzu, Eric. I'm gonna need that. Alright. Yeah, no way a chapter titled The God Valley Incident is a skippable chapter. Alright. Page 1 here. Volume 42, The Shrine to Odin and His Companions Overlooking the Flower Capital. Okay. I guarantee Oda had a lot of fun drawing that. And I'm just gonna move straight on. Nah, I know Saeed was being facetious. Okay. We're on the second page now. It's a double page spread. Feast your eyes upon the Davy clan. Boo, the most hated of people. That's crazy. Alright. You can go back generations and you'll never find a single person who loved your kind. You're just more buccaneers, aren't you? Are we saying that buccaneers are Davies? Like, that's a weird thing to have those two lines one after another. Shun them, isolate them. Their lives pose a danger to us all. Not so fast, folks. Don't throw anything yet. If we can wipe them out once and for all, this is a blessed day. They have their thumbs out. So in division, they're throwing knives and axes and rocks. Look how big those chests are. Yeah, I mean, it does look like they've got some buccaneers up there. And then the chests are like half the size of a buccaneer, so that's crazy. Malik said, so the D stands for Davy. That is not confirmed. I mean, that would mean that Davy's name is Davy D. Jones. So I've always felt that the D is a symbol. So it's like savage, a smile turned sideways, or a crescent moon. Shout out to the Cypher who said, finally catching a live stream. Appreciate you. Alright, down below, we're seeing what definitely looks like some buccaneers, and we got a guy in a straw hat right here. Whew. We got our first look at Miss Marshall, Blackbeard's mother. Why does she look like Nico Olvia? Why does she look like Robin? This feels on purpose. We are in the West Blue. Mm-hmm. People talking about this? Talking about this? Look at this panel. Segregate them and they're all in the shadow. Yeah. Say what you need to say, Oda. You did well to find them, Garling. It was simply an act of fate. Crazy that Saturn is that much bigger than Garling. Now let's introduce the favorites to win the individual competition. I'll be dead soon. Please take my boys to someone kind-hearted. Raise them into men. Just don't let him have them. Is Oda gonna show us her face? Or are we really gonna skip past this? Neil said Davy D. Olvia. I mean, look, I've always said Robin has to be a D. How are you gonna be able to read the poneglyphs and not be an enemy of the gods? Like, and not only that. Oh man, this goes back to the O'Hara flashback. Olvia says something to Robin. It's in the same panel where they're talking about her father. And she like, it's when Olvia's leaving, or like she basically. There's a page and a panel where she implies that like she and Robin have like a particular lineage. Like, you know, it's there. It's there. You know, Oda has 3 presets for pretty faces at best. But you know what? I've never seen the Robin face replicated, though. Name someone other than Robin and Olvia, and now Miss Marshall here. I'm saying. Alright, anyway, next page. didn't show the face. That's crazy. That's crazy. Whew. Or wait a second. Actually, I'm going to go back to the second page for a second. Nico Olvia is 17 right now. Is this Nico Olvia? And this isn't Blackbeard's mom at all. Because mind you, I have been talking about how like I want Dragon and Nico Olvia to like connect. You don't just show up to a horror with flowers for everybody unless you're... This might not be Blackbeard's mom at all. This might actually be Nico Olvia, and Nico Olvia was just a... I actually would like that more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway. I don't know who you are, but I want to save your kids. If I don't do something, I'm going to collapse under the weight of it all. Alright. We've already introduced the 13 super rare rabbits. There were 10,000 points each. In addition, there are 150 rare rabbits. The hunt will begin in 1 hour. All you rabbits better start running. Is he serious? Are they really going to start killing us? Ah, everybody's running. I don't see any recognizable faces in the crowd. Next page. We just have to survive for 3 weeks and we're free. This is really the Hunger Games. Just run for it. It's our only hope. It has to be a good place to hide. Let the hunt begin. What kind of animal is this thing? This ostrich thing? Or didn't we see this in 1096? I feel like I've seen this before.
Oh, little rabbits, where are you?
Hush, baby, don't cry. Found myself some rabbits. Oh. No, just let our baby live, please. I beg of you. Pop, pop, pop. It's crazy. Diz has said, popping in to show love. Appreciate you, Diz. We got some celestial dragons here popping, and they are not showing love. Next page. While we're at it. Please spare my life. Don't kill my husband. Boom. Okay, that's another one. The land of the gods. Holy land. Yes, get them. Wow, these guys are... They got the game on. They're taking bets. Figureland family is in the lead, but the Bavette, new name, and Manmeyer families are in close pursuit. I wonder if Bavette is going to be our Thorn Man. Okay, there goes Garling. Oh yeah, that's where I've seen this ostrich thing, because he was riding one. And this panel just feels like a recreation of the one we got during the Kuma flashback.
Hey, Lord Garling.
Who'd you bet on? The shepherds in the... Oh, well, yeah, he's a shepherd, so that's not going to be it. Bavette just must be completely new. Shepherds in the family competition. Gunko for the individual race. You sure she's great, but she's still Just the knighthood's pet, devoted blade of God. Oh yeah, CDs are basura. Okay, confirmation that Saint Gunko has her fruit 38 years ago. Just tossing arrows through people. It's
another one, and
people
another
down.
one.
Hyper combo finish KO. Chalk up another excellent bonus for the Manmeyer family. Devoted Blade of God.
Savage.
I'm so jealous of St. Garling. He's gonna bag this beauty to be his wife. Look, nothing's official yet. Shacky's just sitting there. It's crazy. You know, God Valley kind of looks like Bonaro. In this panel, like, I'm so jealous of St. Garling. Like, it looks like Bonaro Island with the Old West vibe. Okay, we got a kid in a tree. Oh, you got yourself real high up there. Don't worry, you can jump down. I've got a nice cushion of thorns waiting. Good lord. No, stop. Off-screen scream. Next page. Please don't. That's my son. Don't worry, I'll catch you. Ah, such a touching display. If I defy the celestial dragons and try to save someone, my entire platoon will be beheaded. The dragon's gonna throw up. Is everyone here then? Of course, sir. Stupid dragon. Where is he gone? He better not be on that island. Oh, I found him. The 10,000 point Buccaneer. Don't waste your time dreaming of salvation from this game. We have to escape the game itself. Okay. Kuma's already got the arrow in his back. Next page. Is Dragon going to intervene? Let's get off the God Valley together. Still got hope. Come on, do something. Get a taste of my killer 10-shot rifle. Fire. Hey. Oh, damn, I've really done it now. Okay. Dragon makes a move. He made a move. Yeah. To the east of the island. What is it? It's the Rocks Pirates. And not just them. There's all kinds of pirate crews pulling up. Well, who else we got? I'm zooming in, but I can't read the lettering here. All right. So now we're getting a recreation of 1096 panel, but we're not hiding rocks now, huh? Let's see. Let's see this in all of its glory. Alright, the Rocks Pirates. Alright, folks, Shacky. Treasure, devil fruits. There's no point to us killing each other over them. I propose a temporary team-up. Bring back the treasure, we'll split it even. No complaints about that, I trust. This is great. But we can't split Shaki. She's gonna fall in love with whoever saves her first, obviously. Yeah, you're not gonna beat me to her. Shaki's gonna fall in love with whoever gets the most treasure. You have fun with that. I'm just concerned about my friend. And if she falls in love with me, well, I'm not complaining. Ooh. That's a spicy comment from Whitebeard. What are you talking about, Newgate? But if I save Shaggy, then maybe Roger will be grateful to me. Wow. Wong just stayed behind on the island. We'll ban him from her bar. He didn't even go. He knew. He stayed behind. Sold them all out. You're all fools. The entire world could turn upside down and Shaggy'd never pay attention to you. Are you really going to give me a devil fruit, Linlin? Next page. Fire. Ignore them. Charge through. Look out. You're wasting your time, Marines. Follow my lead, Rocks Pirates. Okay. Boat crashes into the island. Rocks is jumping off. Next page. Oh no, pirates have arrived. What are you doing, Marines? If a single hair on our heads is missed, you'll all be hanged from the neck. Urgent report. Attention needed on the western coast. It's the Roger Pirates. You boys staying quiet? It's a miracle. Alright, so Dragon's got both of them. We talked about this. You don't give somebody a mission if you don't follow through. The key here is going to be seeing what is going to happen to Dragon that is going to cause him to make a Sophie's choice. Move all the celestial dragons to the center of the island. They mustn't be harmed under any circumstances. What's happening? It's like the end of the world. First Rocks, now Roger. The Roger Pirates have landed. Next page. Okay, I'm gonna rescue Shaggy. None of the rest of you have a shop, so focus on the treasure. Okay, we got Ray, we got Gabon. We got Moon Isaac Jr. Anyway. Take Shaggy back. Wow. Is that Roger getting trampled on? Okay, sorry. That's crazy. Roger fans are just... It's funny. It's funny. What's going on here? Just do something. Well, who's this? Next page. The Holy Knights of God. Pull the Marines back and protect the Celestial Dragons. The Holy Knights of God are stepping in. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them here. No Oda boxes in this panel. But we know that one's Manmeyer with the hat. Figureland Shepherd. I wasn't necessarily expecting to see like different races in the amongst the Holy Knights, but maybe they're devil fruits. You know, like this one chick is looking like Black Maria, Charlie, and Crocodile mixed together. And then we've got something that just looks like it's straight out of the oh, what are those little monster kids books? Can't remember. Anyway. Pirates are landing on every shore. Fight back battleships. Don't let them disembark. It might be too late for that. Moving on. Next page. Where the wild things are. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Pirates are all charging onto the island. We've got Whitebeard and Shiki working together. I can't tell who that is in the middle. Unless that's someone that's also getting attacked by them. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. It's just the guy in the middle is also being attacked by both of them. We don't know what they're after. The monster god knight in the back has wings. That's interesting. Hold on. Don't chop up my men like a plate of veggies. A new challenger approaches! Garp has entered the building. Throwing a cannonball. Okay, big explosion. Rox and Roger react. Next page. That's a double. It's Vice Admiral Garp. Here I am, baby. Reinforcements have arrived. It's Vice Admiral Garp. Yes, we're saved. To be continued. Wow. We're here. We're in the God Valley incident, people. Crazy to think that this would be a setup chapter. So now it's the next one is what's going to be the big deal. Are we on break? I really hope not. This doesn't even say. I'm gonna check something in 11:59. I'm gonna look at that Blackbeard scene again. That's crazy. Guys, I really think that's Nico Olvia. Robin's mother protected Blackbeard 38 years ago as a 17-year-old. If it's not Olvia, then it means that that's like Olvia's sister or something. There's no way Oda's gonna draw that face. She's probably Davy D. Olvia. I love this. It breaks my brain, but I love it. Yeah, I don't think this is a situation where... I think this is the thing where Blackbeard's mom already died off screen. And Olvia is just taking care of Teach. Because it's just, you know, it's a community. She probably knew Blackbeard's mom. She probably knows Zebek. She's just like, we see this all the time in One Piece, like, you know, the person that's not your family, but like it's crazy to think that, you know, Blackbeard's too young to really have this archetype or whatever, but like Olvia is Blackbeard Shanks in a way. Like, this is the person that's putting her life on the line to protect him. Maybe, you know, that's my theory right now. Blackbeard's mom died off screen, maybe murdered by a celestial dragon already, maybe some other reason. Maybe she's being held somewhere different because they know who she is or something like that, and then Olvia is just stepping in to protect Blackbeard. She's got to have some sort of interaction with Dragon at some point. I still would very much love if Robin is Luffy's half-sister. Dragon and Olvia are the same age. They're in the same place at the same time. Dragon showed up with flowers after Olvia died. But I'm also okay if it's just a thing where Robin is a Davy D. You know? Something like that. Because Robin needs to be an enemy of the gods. She reads the poneglyphs. She is the most enemy of the gods that we could possibly imagine. Because she actually is actively trying to... get the true history out there, which is what the world government absolutely does not want. It's what they want the least. So that's my favorite thing about this chapter, which I think for the most part is a setup chapter. You know, it's just like, here's all the players. Rox has arrived. Roger's arrived. Garp has arrived. Everybody's here. Game started. Dragon's got the two kids, and he's also caught his first body, took out a celestial dragon, saved Ivankov and Kuma. Whether or not he has any further interaction with them in this flashback makes no difference. He already has interfered in their life and set them on their paths, which later intersect with his. It's all fate. But it's this Nico Olvia thing that I'm all about it. Is anybody else talking about this?
Savage.
I'm gonna look at the chat here. Nonsense Nap Superden said, I got a theory. Emu is the shadow of Lily given a soul. Maybe. I think that there's a lot to imply that Emu is male. Not that Oda can't pull a fast one from us, but I just I don't know. It's got to be something really tragic if it is, you know, something connected to Lily. Obviously, like, there's a Lily connection, but I don't know if I really want it to... I don't want it to be like Lily is evil or something like that. Because that's just... I don't know, it just... I don't know, it muddies things for me. I want Lily to have, like, died, sacrificed herself trying to stop Emu and, like, failed. You know, and then, like, Luffy and Vivi can carry her will and actually do what needs to be done. Damien supered and said 1,000 points for Dragon, definitely. Let's see. Future King got trampled by his own crew. Power of the Simp. No. Oda's really gotta, like, have Roger doing something cool in this flashback, though, because he has been nerfing him hard. Now, obviously, you know, Divine Departure against Whitebeard and 966 or something. That's still iconic. 965, whatever it is. Red Hood 52 supered and said, Randy, you have any thoughts on Ochoko Wangji not going, especially knowing he was involved in the Rocky Port incident? Did Ochoko betray rocks? Yes, and that's what I've been saying from the start. If you've seen my video that I made years ago about, like, the real life Wangji person, like, I talked about how, like, that real life person betrayed a lot of pirates. Like, they were basically a warlord. They worked for different governments, sold out a bunch of other pirates, and I've always felt like this character was going to be someone that was, like, working with the government in some way. So it makes sense. They have some sort of government contact, someone on the inside that they're communicating with, and they knew what was going to happen at God Valley. So they're like, yeah, I'm staying here, guys. I'm not getting involved in this. And then from the ashes of it all, they're going to plant their flag at God Valley and say, okay, well, now I'm the guy. And I think all of the other Rocks Pirate members, for the most part, like, especially, like, someone like Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, like, I don't see them going and saying, like, no, I want the island. Someone like Shiki might have said something like that, or, you know, we don't know enough about, like, Captain John or Silver Axe. But I don't feel like a lot of people would be in, like, a huge rush to take the island after this event anyway, and I'm sure Shaki isn't going to go back there after this also. And that's why she goes to the archipelago. Jody Liz said Blackbeard loves history and archaeology. Why? Because Olvia was his Shanks. Man. I wish Blackbeard joining Whitebeard timed out around like the O'Hara flashback or something. But he definitely got on Whitebeard's crew. I would think before. Yeah, it is before, right? Yeah, it would have been before the O'Hara flashback. So. Is it reread 1096? Yeah, I'll go back to it. I mean, this felt like just reading 1096 again, but you know, with Oda not holding back. So he had said the one that was with Teach last chapter had dark clothes, but that could be art error. I don't know. Potentially. I mean, I went back to it and I was like, you know, I think it also could be Oda's way of like, I'm hiding this person to hide, you know, to hide their importance. It could have been Olvia the whole time. We'll see. Sayed said Dragon said he knew Dr. Clover. Yes, we know this. I have been theorizing for years that Dragon also knew Olvia. And the fact that Olvia is on God Valley is just helping all of that. But I don't understand how Dragon would know Clover and not her, too, though. They're the same age. That's the thing for me. Damien super chatted, said, "Who raised Samrock in the end?" I'm imagining Dragon's gonna get attacked at some point, or get involved, like get in the middle of everything that's gonna be going on between all of these pirates, and he's gonna have to make Sophie's choice with one of those kids. He's gonna put Shanks in a chest, and then Shamrock is gonna end up with Garling, and then, you know, whether Garling raises him or has different attendants at the Holy Land, or, you know, however they, you know, raise the kids, that's what's going to happen to him. Jin said the talk in the community is that she looks similar to Robin and Olvia, but that she's not Olvia herself. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's because most people probably haven't done the math to know that, like, she is 17, we're in the West Blue. It actually could be her, and I'm saying that it is. Timmy LP is saying Olvia was 15 during God Valley. She's the same age as Dragon. So, are we saying Dragon's 15 here? Like, am I not counting for the time skip or something? I know that they were born the same year, though. So, if Dragon is 17, Olvia should be 17. Saeed corrected, saying no, she's 17, same age as Dragon. Yeah. Like I've had so many I had so many theories that surround around that. I was like, wait, have I been wrong this whole time? Nah, all right, good. Weasley said, if Blackbeard's mom dies off screen, Randy, you take away the potential of Zebek losing control because he witnesses his wife die in his eyes. That's interesting. I don't necessarily want to lose that, but I'm not buying that Zebek's wife, Blackbeard's mom, looks exactly like Nico Robin and Nico Olvia. I'm saying whether she is alive or dead, the person in that panel is 17-year-old Nico Olvia. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. My guy Luke said, beautiful day in Philly, little sunshine, little baseball, little One Piece with the Savage crew. Life is very good. Jacob said, hey, Randy, you're cooking because I'm wondering where Blackbeard got his love of archaeology history from if he was this young and lost his fam. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been calling to that archaeology SBS little nugget for years. And now this makes sense. See, like, that's another, tip in the hat for this actually being Olvia and not being whoever is actually Blackbeard's mom and Zebek's wife or whatever. Brandon King said, Randy, I don't know if you caught it, but the split hair color monster God Knight woman is supposed to be Killingham's mom, I believe. Is that just speculation in the community, or is there something that gives us that idea? A.D. Wolf supered said the rock ship's skull on the front has a crack like Brooke's scar. Just saying. What are we implying with that, though? Obviously, it's not Brooke. And Brooke would already have his fruit and be dead at this point. Saeed said he joined 28 years ago. Blackbeard joining the Whitebeard Pirates.
Savage.
The same year that Olvia traveled to be a poneglyph researcher. And that's kind of interesting too, right? Because Robin would be the same age that Blackbeard is right now then, right? Because Robin's 30 years old now. 28 years ago, she'd be about 2, which is what Blackbeard is here. So Olvia abandons Robin at the same age of that Blackbeard was at the God Valley incident. Oh yeah, we already did the read through, Luke. Said the figure of the last chapter could also be silhouetted, not necessarily a color. That's what I'm saying. That's my interpretation. When I went back to it, I was just like, I think this is still Olvia, but Odo just didn't want to show her yet. Blazer said, just remember Oda can retcon the ages if he needs. Well, he should have done that for Ace then, instead of saying that Rouge had her in the belly for 20 months. I don't think Oda's ever retconned an age. Has he? Like, has he ever done that? Brandon said, by the way, don't know if it's new, but a magazine page was shown revealing the Gorosei's yokai anime colors. If you want, yes, please send it in Discord. Put it in general. I'd love to see. Double O Flevance, appreciate you. Supered and said, I believe Summers is the CD that ended up having Boa as a slave and fed her the Marimara no Mi since he wanted Shaki in the past with love themes. Ooh. I'd buy it. I'd buy it. I could see it. Chin said that'll make Summers a pedo. What, are we supposed to like Summers? Daily Knowledge Blast said, you think there's a possibility for Blackbeard redemption, making his history of father's footsteps and revenge purposeful all along for the Davy throne, making Emu his only faithful enemy? I mean, there's been a lot of stuff out there about Blackbeard takes down Emu. You know, who knows? Maybe, you know, everybody wants Luffy versus Blackbeard. Maybe it's Luffy and Blackbeard team up to fight Emu. You know, if God Valley is a situation of everything that went wrong, right? Because Rox and Zebek were too busy fighting each other that they didn't focus on the actual threat. Maybe the meaning in the whole story of One Piece is put all of your feelings aside. In this case, everybody loving Shaki. In the present, being, oh, you got my brother killed, which is a lot, you know, in terms of personal stakes, there's a lot, you know, there's a lot more there. But there would be a lot of things to analyze in the story if Luffy and Blackbeard don't fight and work together to take down the government. Because the problem here too is, and we haven't gotten the full picture yet, but from what I can see is Rox, as I've always expected, was not a bad, evil guy. He's trying to save his family. I respect that. So the people that are evil are the Celestial Dragons. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. So him trying to take out Celestial Dragons, I mean, they're killing people. They're killing children, women and children. So Blackbeard, if he's following in his dad's footsteps and he wants to take out the people that are enslaving people, killing women and children, like, you know, I mean, that's Dragon's mission as well, then maybe Blackbeard's not as bad. But if he's got it wrong and he's only heard the propaganda because he doesn't know his dad, right? The only time he's ever going to have seen his dad is in this moment. Probably. You know, at least in the point where, like, oh, I can remember him in a way. It's not. I have some memories from when I was 2 years old, so it's not completely unheard of. You know, not a lot, but it's still. I think that Blackbeard has bought into the propaganda of his father and not the truth of his father. So he's going about things even more aggressively than his father did, probably. Unless, and we don't actually know this at all or whatever, unless Blackbeard is, you know, carrying Olvia's will, carrying the will of O'Hara. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff that could be said here, especially with Olvia being there now. Just catching up here, guys. Kip said, I like how Dragon and has actual morals and principles that prevent him from blindly following orders while witnessing the horrible things going on around him. Yeah, I mean, it's great character development for him. I mean, it's the kind of thing that we expect at this point. For him to be who he is in the present. And then daily knowledge, that's a lot there, but you know, I read through it, and it's, there's everything is going to connect to this point. This, as expected for a few years now, God Valley is the jumping point for a lot of people, in the same way that Roger's execution is the jumping point for, you know, a different era, the current era. Brandon said, I love the parallels with Baby Shamrock and Shanks and Baby Nami in this chapter. Both of them were unflinchingly undeterred, happy in the face of abject war going on around them. Yeah, that's cool. You know, I really like the theory that Belmir showed up in the aftermath of one of these games. Tyante said also Randy Blackbeard's hat as a young kid is just like Nico Robin's hat. I think you mean Olvia's hat. They wore the same hats. Maybe your theory on Olvia might be something him learning about so much and knowing about so much about fruits and etc. Yeah, no, I'm all in on this. I'm all in on this. I mean, this just ties into so many of my other theories, and it's an aspect that I don't know if I like really gave the time of day. I mean, we've had so many streams, so many theory for theories. Like, I'm sure we've talked about the possibility of, you know, through the archaeology aspect of it, that he had. I guarantee we've talked about, like, did he have ties to Ohara, like all of this, but I don't think I ever directly said Olvia. Like, we probably were talking about it from the perspective of, like, did Blackbeard know Clover? You know, that feels like more of like where the conversation probably would have went. But the idea that Olvia was a Shanks, like, imagine we leave God Valley and like Olvia is now just raising Blackbeard. Like, she takes Blackbeard back to Ohara. He learns about, you know, all of the stuff that's going on, but it's like, while they're maybe a little more radical, you know, Clover's a little bit younger. He's probably, you know, still trying to figure things out. Like, it automatically justifies the knowledge that Blackbeard has had across the series. Like, how does he know about the man marked by flames? Why does he know about the poneglyphs? How did he figure all of this stuff out? Like, I mean, he's a Davy, right? And if Olvia is also a Davy, then they would know what Rox knows. But on top of that, like, then getting Clover's perspective of all of it, then it all ties into everything. Like, there's nothing gained story-wise if this person just looks like Olvia but isn't Olvia. But if it is Olvia, then a whole slew of doors open that connect things to the past. So for anybody that's like iffy and doesn't want to jump on that bandwagon, or if the internet is saying, no, it just looks like her, you know, Oda preset face, whatever, I think we need to open our eyes, open our mind, and open our hearts to the idea that Blackbeard was like, that Robin's mom was a big part of Blackbeard's past, And because Robin didn't really know her mom, she never knew this. It's all coming together. Oh, I'm looking at the colors of the yokai Gorosei. Mercury being green is weird. Nisjuro looks about what I expected. Mars is interesting. Like I did expect some level of like rainbow feathers, so but not primarily like a cyan thing. Saturn's face being purple is interesting. I feel like there's a toy coming out of Saturn in this form that is not colored properly. That is official also. And then multicolors for Jupiter is wild too. If you need to see the image, it's in the general area of the Discord. Let's get these likes up, guys.
Come with me if you want to live.
Luke said, Randy, did we discuss the fact that not only was Gunko here, but she hasn't changed at all since this day, some 60 years ago? Yeah, that's interesting, you know, considering that obviously, like, Summers has aged significantly, and so is Garling. So there's something special about Gunko. But Gunko also, like, kind of covers her face, so it could be like a Shaki thing. You know, because it's like, Shaki doesn't look like she's in her 60s, but she is. And if Gunko is, like, 17 here, then 38 years, you know, or like if she's a teenager or something, 38 years in One Piece world doesn't necessarily have to manifest into a wrinkly face or anything like that. And for all we know, because we haven't seen the colors, like Gunko could have white hair in the current timeline. We don't know. But the other thing too is Gunko could have what the Gorosei have, because if Imu is using her as a vessel, like, you know, and she can regen, but then so can Summers, so I don't know if that's necessarily connected. I don't think the regen power is connected to, you know, being immortal. Because it's also like, why would you wait until Summers was visibly old to give him that ability? I don't know. We don't know Gunko's age at all, so it's like it's kind of hard to really speculate on that one. So it said, I know you think Robin's dad is Dragon, but it's implied that he's dead and the researchers are carrying on his will and wishes. Yeah. I'm not opposed to the idea that we'll meet Robin's true father and it's somebody different that did die. We could very well, you know, they could be someone in this flashback. But me personally, I like the idea of everything being connected. Some people don't, but I do. And I do like the idea that, like, Robin, you know, her whole world and family was removed, and even though, you know, One Piece is a thing about found family and everything like that, like, the idea that Robin could be sailing around with someone who is a blood relative is poetic and cathartic for me and doesn't trample the found family stuff. So I'm okay either way. Whether she is or she isn't, I don't care. I love this idea that she's a Davy D now. So we're there. But the other thing too, like we were talking about it last week, I said one of the people that I really wanted to see in God Valley was Olvia, and then boom, we get here and we got her. Now I'd still like to see, you know, some of the warlords, Moria, Mihawk, or Crocodile. I don't need all of them, but one of them would be cool. Well, this is true. This is true. Chin's bringing this up because Gunko and Brooke know each other. So she wouldn't be that age there. She would be at... We're actually looking at a... We're looking at a Gunko that is at least... Let's see, how old is Brooke at this point? Stranded for 50 years. He's already 38, right? I can't do the math, but Gunko's not 17 here. She's probably in her 30s. Or 20s, unless, you know, maybe she's a kid when she knew Brooke. But either way, Brooke is 90 years old now. So she would need to be probably at least in her 60s to line up with different things with Brooke. Not here, but in the main timeline. Alex Mirren said, my long shot Gunko theory is that her short flashback was in first person POV. The girl dancing with Brooke and screaming for her father was actually Gunko's daughter. It's a possibility too. I don't know. I'm not going to get too into the weeds with the Gunko age thing and everything, because that could have also been Gunko when in like the first panel where Rox is like with Emu, and then we see one of the attendants that like kind of look like Gunko. Which at that point is like already adding some layers to things. I don't know. Here. I'll be right back, guys. Cheer, peace. We'll get into a little bit more of this. While I'm gone, let me know what the other things that the community is talking about, looking for, waiting for here. All right, we're back. For those of you who stayed, I appreciate your patience. Is there a break? Or no break? Do I think a member of the Bavette family is in the panel of the Knights of God? I do, because they mentioned Bavette in this this chapter. So I'm gonna take a guess that the Bavette family is the stereotypical anime woman here with the like, spear javelin thing. That looks like a character that Oda will try to highlight later on. Yeah, break. People are just talking about Roger getting trampled, apparently. So. You know, I love it, though. Because it's like, you would come into the God Valley flashback expecting Roger to just be this, like, complete Chad. And then deconstructing that entire idea has so many layers that ripple through the whole story. Because it's like, the Great Age of Piracy is founded by a guy that really wasn't that guy. Like, you're not that guy, buddy. And it's like, but Rox was that guy, in a way. I kind of like that, you know, because we also, you know, we learned in the main story that Ace, hey, buddy, you're not that guy. And all of Wano was Kaido learning and admitting, I'm not that guy. So it's really a story about, you know, Luffy being that guy, but maybe we'll get to the end and it's like, he's not even that guy. I don't know. I mean, Roger is still known to have done some great things, though. So I think, and I've always talked about how he changes after God Valley too. So I like that we're seeing a different Roger here, because he doesn't go like this Roger that we're looking at here has no interest in the poneglyphs. But after God Valley, he has an interest in the poneglyphs. He has an interest in the world government. He has an interest in what happened. Pre-God Valley Roger had no curiosities to him. He's not that guy here. But this event, this incident is what's going to make him that guy. It's what's going to kick him into gear. Like, I expect him to have some sort of conversation with Zebek or somebody. He's gonna learn something that is going to shake him to his core, that's going to change him so radically that he is going to make it his life goal to find Laughtail, which is something that he hasn't even talked about at all, prior to this. He may not even know it exists. Brandon said, I like you say he changed after God Valley. I think having friends on the Rocks crew saved Big Mom's mental state, but whatever happened here changed all of them, re-traumatized her. Yeah, I mean, things are already dark, obviously. They're going to get darker, intrinsically for the characters that we know. Like, obviously, it's dark for all of these randos on the island that are getting slaughtered. But, obviously, Stussy and Big Mom in particular do not go down the right path according to SBS, timeline things. And, it may even be something as simple as Roger stumbles into a poneglyph room on God Valley or something, and, his voice of all things kicks in, and, that's enough to spark his desire to seek these things out. Or as he's looking at it, Rox comes in and is like, oh, you don't know about these? Yeah, let me put you on game real quick. And I mean real quick because a lot of people are getting killed, but we need you to become the guy that's gonna find this. But yeah, I do expect that Roger is just moving forward on Zebek's inherited will. Yes, Roger had already been to Lodestar, but that doesn't mean that he knows that there's another island. He may have thought, oh, I got to the end. He may find out at God Valley, oh, you didn't get to the end. There's another island. But in order to get there, you need all these things, and it's going to tell you something very interesting about these people. Leonard Martin said, Randy, most people are actually slandering Garp. What are they saying about Garp? Are they saying that, he's about this? He's siding with genocide? Garp's protecting the Celestial Dragons. Fist of Oppression. Yeah. Garp, he's never really been on the right side of history. We know this. I cannot allow you to free the slaves. Yeah. We know that he doesn't like the Celestial Dragons. He doesn't like being attached to whatever he has to do on this island, but we need some Garp development, and I really hope I almost want that more than anything else. We need to see like the internal struggle. We got a little bit of it when Ace was getting executed. Like we could tell he was internally struggling, but we also weren't really understanding what he was struggling with. And it would be nice if Oda just lets Garp speak to his own ideals here. Let Garp and Dragon like run into each other and start having an argument. Start having a debate about what's going on. I'd love to see Garp take out some celestial dragons and then, like there's a cover up about it. No one ever knows that he did it, but like he saves Dragon. Maybe Garp is the one that like everybody, the people find out what Dragon did, but Garp's the one who like saves his son and like lets him get out of there. Garp's definitely got to protect his son. Named his son after them. That's wild. But it's true. Hates them, but named his son after them. Colonizer impact. Yeah, Garp's in the mud. I don't know. I'm Team Rocks. That's all I'm saying. And I'm with Dragon. Jacob said, I'm really hoping Sengoku was spewing propaganda because honestly, it's not looking good for Garp and Roger, especially Garp. Look, you know my stance on that. It's been propaganda since the chapter came out. Yeah. Garp the hero. To who? To who? To who? Alright. Because Roger and Garp working together in the middle of a genocide to stop the man who was trying to stop the genocide and protect his family? That's not looking good for a lot of people. But I feel like I've been on the right side of history the whole time. I've been Team Rocks. I've been Team Rock. Nobody's gonna say I have never been Team Rocks. I feel so validated. Garp being hero is probably like the propaganda of Smoker saving out. Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely that. I mean, and we've talked about that too, how it's absolutely gonna echo that. And it's the fact that we already have that in the story, which is, It's one of the biggest contributing factors to why I've always said what Sengoku said was propaganda. Because that's just how they operate. It's just how they operate. They cover things up. And the God Valley incident is going to be one of the biggest cover-up jobs of all time. It may even end up being a thing where, like, Garp and Roger work together with Rox. You know, and Roger just manages to get away. Sebek gets killed. And then Garp tried to stop things. He's got to do something that's a little messed up. But I would like it if he did something that was objectively good for people, not for the government. And then based on his own notoriety, they just decide, like, all right, you're just going to get the laurels. Why would they also give Roger credit? Well, I don't think that they're going to publicly give Roger the credit. Because it's like, when Sengoku is talking about it during 957, it's like layers of propaganda. He's talking about the God Valley incident as if, like, everybody knows that Garp was the hero of it or whatever. But then he's like telling the Marines, but the thing that most people don't know about it is that he teamed up with a pirate. So, like, that part of it isn't going to be propaganda. Garp and Roger working together will happen. Why they're working together is what we need to understand in the actual story. Luke said, nah, Garp didn't care about the CDs or Rox. He only left because he heard Roger was going to. Rox told Roger not to stop him. My money's on Rox trying to kill the twins as revenge. What that makes me think of is the fact that Shanks' scar is from Blackbeard. So it's like, if Blackbeard eventually found out that Shanks was Figureland's son, then I could see Blackbeard going on a warpath and giving Shanks the scar. Especially if Figureland plays a role in Rox's demise. Because then now you're interconnecting all of the fathers, all of the sons, sins of the father, everything like that. Oh, I definitely see that, Brandon. That's a good callback. Do you think we get a Marineford parallel this flashback where Garp walls Dragon and Dragon's forced to punch him to proceed further? You think Garp gives way like the old Garp did? Yeah, I think we'll see that play out exactly, and that's going to be like... I almost guarantee 100%, at 99.98%, we're going to get that. Yeah. And then we'll be able to look at that scene in Marineford with a new lens. That feels like Oda. That's a good call. Shout out to BK. I feel like that's going to happen. But it's like, going back to the Smoker thing of it all, like, Smoker got the credit for what happened at Alabasta, right? But who was the real hero? It was Luffy. Garp gets the title and the accolades for what happens at God Valley Incident. Who's going to be the actual hero? Who's going to be the Luffy of this? This is going to be Rox. This is going to be Roger. There's 9 chests on God Valley. Yes, Ollie. Luke said that would explain how Shamrock went with Figureland. And Shanks with Roger. Figureland stops to kill Rox as Roger and Garp are trying to keep Rox from killing the kids. I don't know if I need to see Rox targeting children though. That feels like almost a step too far for him. I don't want to see Rox sink to their level is what I'm really saying. Do you think Blackbeard's claws are from his original Devil Fruit? No, the claws were just a weapon. It's like a glove. We've seen it, and we can tell that it's like something that's not a part of his body. Luke said he stabbed a kid. Yeah, but he didn't kill a kid. I don't know. Jin said thoughts on why Oda's still hiding Shanks' mom? Because if he shows Shanks' mom's face, we're all going to be able to start doing what I just did when I saw Nico Olvia. We're going to see her, and we're going to be able to like put something together. She's just gonna look so much like some other character in the story that it's gonna be crazy or something. I don't know. To hide her was a choice. Very deliberate choice. And also Oda just hates moms. So it's like so we'll see. We'll see if we ever get it. I don't know. I mean, at this point, like, I don't see the point of why we would ever need to go back to her. Unless it's a plot point to, like, towards the end of this, go into that room, turn her body over, and then we see her face. And she has a huge smile on her face, right? And we see her face, we get the point that, like, oh, she's a D because she has a smile on her face, and she looks exactly like XYZ. I don't know which character would make sense for that, but... Like, I don't need Shanks to be a D, but clearly he probably is at this point. Like, he's Davy D. Shanks. Alex Meard said, I think her being faceless to us is to symbolize how our own sons don't remember her. Wow, that's dark. That's how Oda described it. That's savage. Luke said he stabbed a kid but didn't kill him. Who's the apologist now? He stabbed a kid to save a kid. Like, that kid wanted to, like, join him and basically die. So he did it so that it's just like, know your place. You're not ready yet. They brought out all the Davies on stage, so maybe she wasn't Davy after all. I can't imagine that they didn't get them all. Like, there has to be some mixed around. Next several chapters, baby Davy debuggy reveal. Yeah, we need that. He said, listen, I'm not saying the government didn't do Rox dirty, but let's not pretend he's some amazing guy. Says himself that Davies are part of the underworld. There's no problem stabbing kids. I'm just saying he's not what Sengoku painted him to be. He's not the most evil person in the world trying to destroy the world. That's it. He's not good. Like, I never said he was gonna be like good, like oh, like shining light rainbows and all that stuff. Like, even Luffy's not that. Luffy's not good. Luffy's good, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't saying that like he's gonna be Superman. He's not James Gunn's Superman. He's not Superman from the comics. Luffy isn't Superman from the comics. You gotta have a little bit of gray in there, though. Alright, I'll catch you later, Luke. Oda needs to draw a bunch of Davy family with clown nose running from God Knights, then it's a confirmation. Love that. Temple of Flevin said Rock's stabbing Loki was his here's a whole carton of cigarettes moment. Yep. That's a good analogy. Let's take a look at this chapter, then we'll probably wind down a little bit. Let's see here. Okay. See if there's anything else I missed. This Nico Olvia thing, I love this. Good for Dragon, you know? Crazy just getting this. Just getting this. Like the other side of all of this from 1096. Sucks we're on break, but I mean, like, now that everybody's here, it's the next chapter that's gonna really shine a light on some things. Oh, and look, I just noticed Bogard's in the chapter. He's right next to Garp. That's great. Brandon said, I heard someone bring up that the woman God Knight on the left is supposed to be a God Knight version of Kuina, another obstacle for Zoro. What do you mean? What does she have to do with Kuina, other than the fact that she's just a woman with a sword? And I also don't even know if that's actually a sword, because it's cut off at the top. Like, it almost appears to be more of like a javelin to me. It could be a sword. But it also looks like a jousting item, the way that it's set up. It's certainly unique. Gunko is not part of the Holy Knights yet. That's what you understood, correct? Yeah, I think that the Holy Knights get one representative per family. And right now, we see that Gunko is a part of the Manmeyer family. So this girl with the hat has to either die, maybe she dies during God Valley, or she's going to get replaced by Gunko. So it would probably make sense, like, there's got to be losses on all sides. So I would say that this Manmeyer is probably going to get killed by somebody in, more likely the Rocks Pirates, but maybe the Roger Pirates. A lance with a short handle. Yeah, it looks like a lance. She looks like Kuina. I like the idea of Zoro fighting her. But I don't think it has to tie into Kuina or anything like that. Ollie said, if that's killing him or a relative, could the Yeti be another nightmare monster? That's interesting. But I think having the Oda box saying the Holy Knights of God kind of implies that, you know, these guys probably just have some like mythical devil fruits or something that Or at least the Yeti one is some sort of a devil fruit. Could this be where Rayleigh gets his epitaph? Dark King? Maybe. Imagine Rayleigh gets reversied. That's why he's the Dark King. I don't know. If Ivankov and Kuma was able to snatch away the fish, and paw fruit, then Dragon could easily get one himself and could even keep another one for keeps. Yeah, I mean, Dragon getting his devil fruit here is feels very likely to me as well. You know, it's been long theorized that he has the wind Logia. It'd be nice if they like tried to capture him and then he just like went into the wind. And it shows like exactly how he's been able to be so elusive over the years, is partially because of that ability. Axel said, Randy, what if Olvia is also Blackbeard's mom? That would mean that Rox fell in love with a 15-year-old. So unless we're okay with... I'm personally not. But I don't think it's entirely out of the question, but you know, there's definitely some ethical objections for sure. Because Olvia is 17 now and Blackbeard is 2 years old. So, but Blackbeard and Robin being sisters is kind of crazy. They'd be half siblings. Double O Flow and Superman said Dragon's got the bird model East Bird Zone. But they look just like the South Bird, so like he turns into this like toucan. Shin said, any possible Dragon and Olvia? No? Yes, because they're both the same age. They're both 17. I want Olvia to have been part of the Freedom Fighters too. Like that's cool to me. I don't know, there's a lot that can come from this, but one thing's for sure, it's all very interesting. Alex Mirren said, I don't think that the lady would teach us Olvia, but I do think that she might have the darkness fruit. You know, explain why Blackbeard wants it so bad, and a cool moment as Beck breaks her cuffs and she goes nuts. It's Olvia, Alex. There's no There's no point at this point in the story to have told us that Olvia was 17 years old, the same age as Dragon, during the God Valley incident. Have a woman that looks exactly like Olvia and not have it be her. She's protecting Teach. She may even raise Teach after this as like a surrogate. Because she was either friends with Rox or friends with Rox's wife. And it's Teach in SBS has a his favorite pastime and hobby is archaeology. Inherited will, like you become the person that isn't your parent but inspired you as a kid. It's the theme and everything. Luffy doesn't become a revolutionary, he becomes a pirate like Shanks. So even though Blackbeard became a pirate, like he still keeps up with his archaeology. Why? Because when he was 2 years old and maybe even later, the person that he looked up to was Olvia. Maybe even Clover. So will Rox have a big speech telling everybody about the poneglyphs? Definitely Roger. He'll definitely, like, he has to, because it's like Roger doesn't start looking for them until after God Valley. Rox knows about them. He's got to tell Roger. Big Stinky said, we know Kuma saved a bunch of people from the island. That's how the Davy survived another 20 years. Olvia could have been one of the ones Kuma sent flying. There's also an opportunity where Kuma, like, accidentally sends, because he doesn't know how to use his fruit yet, he sends Olvia somewhere and he sends Teach somewhere else. You know? I'd like them to stay together for a little bit so that, you know, it solidifies the archaeology bug for him, but we'll see. So he said Rayleigh's epithet means Hades or Pluto. Name for Pluto, the planet in Japanese. So his epithet in literal English would be like Pluto God Rayleigh or Hades God Rayleigh. Sorry. Pluto King or Hades King Rayleigh. What I find interesting about it is that it's a planet. So maybe it means that Rayleigh has an interaction with the Five Elders. Five Elder Stars. Alex said the hair being so different is what makes me think it can't be Olvia. Olvia has straight, neat hair. This lady has wavy bird wings hair. You know, in the pre-time skip, Nami has short hair. And then in the post-time skip, Nami has long hair. And here, in the God Valley time skip, the God Valley flashback, Shaki actually has long hair. And then when she's 60 years old, she has like a bob haircut. So I think it's possible that women can change their hair. Just saying. Just saying. I think that that's possible. Oh, Gunko has long hair here, but when we see her in Elbaf, short hair. So I would not rule out the possibility of this. I think that Olvia's got short hair here, and it's disheveled because she's been enslaved and tossed around. So her hair, this is Oda showing her hair like just like rumpled and all over the place. But the thing about it is, it's still light, like the color that she had. And that's kind of an interesting thing too, right? Because I don't know if we've seen a lot of people that have this, you know, the same hair color that Olvia had. Olvia, for how young she was, for her to have like white, silvery hair was very unique. I think we'll still see her with that same hairstyle here, and maybe that's a trait of the Davy clan. Maybe Rox also will have this, or that's why he has the streak in his hair. No, if you translate Rayleigh's thing literally, like each conscious separately means Dark King. I gotcha. But that's a good point, Brandon, that Hades being connected to Rayleigh and then Zoro calling himself King of Hell. So they're, you know, it's tying the right hands of the king that way. Kip said, that's a hot take, Randy. People don't change their hair. Oh man, Dragon has short hair in this flashback and long hair now. But you know what doesn't change? He's still got a nasty hairline as a kid. Luckily, Luffy didn't get that. Ollie said Olvia had wavy hair before she left O'Hara in Robin's flashback. I'm going back to that right now. Okay. Chapter 393, Olvia. Look at that. In her introductory panel, she has the same hat that Blackbeard wears as a kid that we see in 955, 956. I'm just rereading this chapter with like the context of everything that I'm saying here. Yeah. So when she's saying bye to Robin, she does have short hair. I cannot abandon the will of those who came before me. Left her at 2. I'm convinced. So. Big L if I'm wrong, but at the same time, it's also like, it just feels so obvious to me. So we'll see. The Vegeta hairline, which is even a travesty for Vegeta. That luckily, much like Luffy, Trunks did not get. I'm still not going to be 100% on Robin's dad being dead. Like, yes, there's an implication with will fulfill your husband's wishes, but you could also say that if something happened to somebody and they just they can't continue, or you want to continue the a path without them, like if the freedom fighters in the Revolutionary Army are doing things and they're all split up into different factions like we know they are, I feel like it can refer to that as well. So I'm not I still feel there's a world where it's there. It may not be the world that we actually end up with in the story, but it exists. All right, guys. Last things anybody wants to say. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap things up. There's definitely a lot of stuff to talk about here. It would be nice to set up a theory for theory. I'm not going to make any promises. But this has been something fun to discuss, and I'm looking forward to what 1161 will bring. And while I'm at it, chapter 3. I wanted to see if there was math piece involved in this, if like seeing Olvia here would have been the same issue. But 393 came out in December, so no math piece on that. Next few chapters will absolutely be big, yeah, because the setup's done now. You know, there might be like a couple of pages at the beginning of the next chapter to set some more stuff up, but then after that, it's got to be like just plot, like just what happened. Neil said, I'm thinking Dragon will get his devil fruit here and use it to escape while they think he's dead. For sure. But I do want what Brandon was talking about earlier, where we like reprise the Marineford thing, where he makes a public stand against his own son. With Dragon doing stuff in the flashback, I assume he appears in the Holy Land soon. Well, we need to get context on who's burning down the Holy Land. I can't imagine it's Dragon and the Revolutionary Army because they were just there. So going back seems a little redundant. Did I know that Nico is an adverb? An onomatopoeia, mimetic word that means with a friendly grin, smiling. Nico. I did not, but you know, we know that Nika is also that. There, you said that there. That's interesting. Is it in Japanese or in a different language? God Valley incident. I feel like there's been so much memeing that there needs to be a God Valley movie that Toei would probably feel like they have to put their absolute A team on all of this stuff. And hopefully they will. In Japanese. Interesting. Brandon said also I like that Dragon was influenced by Ivankov, not the other way around. Ivankov's got that effect on people. Oh. All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as always. We officially, even though, you know, it happened last week, but the fact that this chapter was titled The God Valley Incident, we are in the God Valley Incident. The players are here. The stage is set. It's only gonna get crazier. I don't think any of us are ready, but we need to get ready. Did I see that one of the Davy clan members seemed to have an ancient giant's look? A little bit, yeah. But I feel like that's why they were saying buccaneers. Like it looked like some of them were like clear buccaneers. So that there's got to be some sort of blend there that's going on. So it said, like I said, a skippable chapter for sure. Well, I mean, it's nothing we haven't seen before. This was just 1096 redrawn. That's why we need 1161. Get some new stuff in there. Yeah. All right, guys. As always, thanks again, and I'll see you later.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.